Welcome back. This is Sierra, and today I'm going to talk about our first real adventure out in real Japan off base. So if that's something you're interested in, stay tuned until after the intro. Are we not playing the intro? Could someone? Fine, I'll do it. Alright, so today I'm going to talk about our first adventure out in real Japan. But before that, I'm sure all y'all probably have noticed something a little bit different about my channel. My background is different today, and that's because I did a little bit shopping at the Daiso earlier this week, and so I decided to get this. It's just a scarf. I think I got it, it's like 300 yen or something, but I thought it would give a little bit of something extra to the backgrounds. So if you like the new background, go ahead and hit the like button and let me know in the comments, and if you don't like it, please politely tell me why you don't like it in the comments. Alright, let's move on into what I actually want to talk about today. So this past weekend was Memorial Day weekend, and we had a little bit of extra time because we live and work on a military base. Then we had the extra day Monday off, so we decided to spend one of our days downtown. So there's a lot of things that we really want to do and see in Japan, and so we didn't really know where we wanted to start, and so I just decided that I would randomly Google cool things to do in Japan, and first thing that came up was visiting the place we visited, and the place we visited is Harajuku. If you're watching this, you probably already know what Harajuku is, but Harajuku is one of the many different districts of Tokyo, and it's world famous because it is the center, or at least it used to be in the 90s, but still is the center of what's called Kawaii culture, which is teen culture in Japan. At least that's the way I understand it. If that's not right, let me know in the comments. And I'm sorry, because I've only lived here 3 weeks, and I'm still learning about this stuff. Alright, anyway, and so we decided to go down to do some of the stuff that you're supposed to do when you're there. So I'm going to start talking about that right now. So we decided to head out on our way to Harajuku around 12 because I'd gone to my yoga class earlier in the morning and I wanted to rest up a little bit before that. So anyway, after my yoga class, we went into Harajuku, took the train. It took us about 50 minutes or so to get there, or at least that's what the GPS said it was supposed to take. I think it took a little bit longer because there was some kind of problem with the train. And we ended up having to change an extra time for some reason. I don't know. Still learning the Tokyo train system, but that's beside the point. Anyway, so we got to Harajuku and got off the train, and we weren't really sure which direction to go, so we just kind of started walking in the direction a lot of people started walking, and they ended up leading us to what looked like a big park, but it ended up being a place called the Meiji Shrine. Now, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but I think it's M-E-I-J-I Shrine, Meiji Shrine. Sorry if that's not. Anyway, so we went to the Meiji Shrine first, and of course took a photo at the gate, and then walked into the park. So when I was in China, I had been to some different Buddhist temples before, and so I really wasn't sure what to expect. And it's not a Buddhist temple, so it's a Japanese Shinto shrine, which is the Japanese religion here. It used to be at one point the dominant religion in Japan, and so there's a lot of shrines everywhere. Anyway, so we went into the shrine, which is in a big park, and as we were walking in, the first thing we saw was a whole bunch of sake barrels on one side, and then I think they had rice wine on the other side. I didn't take a picture of that because it just looked like wine barrels, but anyway, so my first thought was, wow, that's a lot of sake, and my second thought was I think that should be enough for our next party. I think if we had that much sake, nobody would survive it. But anyway, that's beside the point. So we walked past the sake and the wine barrels, and then just continued to walk. We didn't go into all the little parts of it because some of them you had to pay for, and it was already kind of late in the day, but we had a good walk, and then we continued going straight, and then we went left, and then we ended up at the main shrine part. I put a video here, but before you go into the shrine, you're supposed to cleanse your hands and your mouth. So you take the little dipper ladle thing, and you scoop water in it, you put it in one hand, and then you wash the other hand, and then you drink some of the water. And I'm not sure if you spit it out or swallow it, but I didn't see anyone spitting it out, so I just drank the water. And yeah, that was on Saturday. It's now Wednesday, so if I was going to get sick, I would have been sick by now, but I'm not. So I think it was totally fine. All right, after that, you get to go into the shrine, and you can have a look around and pay respects if you want to. Now, I haven't been to a shrine before, and so I'm not sure what's on the inside. It kind of reminded me of a big market square, except it didn't have any stalls on the inside to purchase anything because it's a religious space. But it did, in the very center, it had a little temple type looking thing, and where you could go up and you could make an offering. I think you had to bow twice, put your offering clap twice and then bow again. And I guess it's just showing respects to the Shinto gods or something. I'm not really sure. It just, that's just what it said in the sign, how to pay your respect. And so threw a couple of coins in, had a good look around. And then next to it, they had, I actually didn't do it, but next to it, they had a big, I guess the thing I can describe it as is like log cabin. Not a log cabin. I don't know. It was a square wall thing where you could buy a 500 yen tablet and then write a wish or a message to other visitors and hang it up. We didn't do that because not only was it 500 yen, but also because the line to buy the tablets was really long and I didn't want to wait, so we didn't. After that, we went to the other side and we had a look at, they had these two trees, and it was like the husband and wife, or like man and woman trees or something like that. A lot of people are taking pictures. I didn't take any pictures because I wasn't sure if you were supposed to take pictures in a shrine. When I was in China, they told us not to take pictures in the temples, so I just figured it would be the same. Maybe I missed out, not really sure. Anyway, and then after that we left and we enjoyed the rest of the park. And then after that, I had one of my first very true culture shock moments. So I don't know why I wasn't expecting this to happen, but anyway, back in 2007, I traveled to China, and when I was in China, if you guys can't tell, I'm blonde, and a lot of the people in China think that blonde hair is really special and beautiful, and so a lot of people came up, talked to me, wanted to take my picture. One person asked for a piece of my hair. I told them no, and I just walked away awkwardly. But anyway, and so I don't know why I wasn't expecting this to happen, but as I stepped out of the shrine, we were walking, and this person stops me. He just said, "Oh, hi." I'm like, "Hi." He's like, "I'm a Japanese traveler. I really love your beautiful yellow hair. Can I take a picture of it?" And I was like, I looked at Mister, and he's just like, I'm like, yeah, I guess so. I guess that's fine. And so, like, I turned around and I let him take a picture of my hair. Yeah, and then like he was really excited, and then he walked away. But I guess I just didn't expect it to happen in Japan because there's so many foreigners living, especially in Tokyo. But I guess when in Asia, blonde hair is in, and people want to take pictures of it. All right, whatever. All right, moving on. After that, we finished walking around the rest of the park/shrine and took some beautiful pictures, saw some turtles, took some more pictures, and then on the shrine grounds there was a museum, but it ended up being closed, which I was sad about, so I'll have to go back another time. All right, and then after we finished at the shrine, we had a little walk through the gift shop, and then we were done. After that, we decided to go and see like parts that we like. I was especially excited about. We went to go see a place called Takashita Street, and that is, I guess, the main shopping world famous street in that district. And back in the 90s, this street used to be like the place you would go if you wanted to see all those crazy teen fashion trends. And what I had heard, they're kind of toned down. Like you still see them, but not a lot. And speaking of fashion trends, when I was walking around, I did see a couple of sweet Lolita girls. They looked so adorable. If you don't know what a Lolita girl is, they kind of dress in like this really elaborate attire, and the sweet little girls are probably the cutest things ever. They kind of reminded me of like cutesy little anime characters that are extra adorable. A couple of them pretty much looked like little Bo Peep, little shepherdesses. They were super cute. I think I saw 4 of those, and then I think I saw one dark Lolita, which is kind of the same thing except they wear mostly black or dark colors. So that was neat, and so that's something I wanted to see. So checked off the list, and so we walked down the street. I saw lots of all the cutesy shops and some of the vintage shops. They even had some vintage shops that were selling like old designer goods, and I'm not talking like designer like old like Japanese designer. I'm talking like Vivienne Westwood. So I didn't go in because I figured I probably couldn't afford it anyway, so I just kind of looked in the window. But it was kind of neat to see. And the other really cool thing about this street is the food. One of the biggest things people say that you should see and do in Harajuku is to get the rainbow cotton candy. So I got some, and I made a big old mess, and I got it literally all over my face. It was delicious. And you know how like when you're a little kid and mom like spits on her finger and like has to wash her face with it? That might or might not have happened to me. Maybe. No judgment? Anyways, aside from eating the cotton candy, I think one of the coolest parts about it is watching actually like how they make the cotton candy. So I'm going to put a video up here. Yes, I asked if I could film this before I film this. She puts one color at a time and then she spins it around, and then eventually you get this big old mound of beautiful, delicious cotton candiness. Yeah, so in the States, I actually don't like cotton candy because I think it's weird, and it just kind of tastes like sugar, but this cotton candy is different. It's a lot lighter than American candy floss, and the States usually, like, there's no flavor. In Japan, every color is a different flavor, and so I think I had like grape, lime, bubblegum. So my three favorites from all of that was like the purple, which was grape, the greenness, which is kind of like a lime, and then yeah, and then the pink part was bubblegum, and it was actually pretty good, even though I don't like bubblegum flavor. So that was good. And yeah, it is a little bit expensive. It's about $9 for one, but totally worth it. Every single penny worth it. And this is something that you do like once. Am I gonna do it again if a friend visits and they want to go to Harajuku? Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, so after that, we continued walking down, and then we got even some more food. We came around this place. I think it was called Longer, Longest in English. I'm not sure. All the signs inside it said long, longer, longest, and it sold again a whole bunch of different stuff. Yeah, the thing that really lured us in was this big long thing. I'm gonna put a picture of it here so you can see what it is. It's basically like a big long curly fry, except it's cut really thin. And they just fry it, and then they sprinkle some kind of flavoring on it, and it was surprisingly good. I didn't really eat very much of it because I think it may have milk in it, so I just gave it like a quick little taste because I wasn't sure. But yeah, I mean, it tasted like a big French fry with flavoring added to it, so it was really fun to see. But if I'm really, really honest, again, it was about $9, and I think the whole point of ordering it is more so, I guess, for the pictures. I think the pictures were definitely better than the taste, if that helps. So anyway, cool experience. And one thing we should have done that we didn't do, now that I regret, is we should have gotten two of them and done like sword fighting. But of course, you know, didn't think about that until after we'd paid and waited, and I didn't want to pay and wait again. So maybe next time. Maybe next time. I don't know. Overall impressions of Takashita Street is, I guess, I was expecting it to be like, wow, so amazing. Like, you know, the internet kind of like hypes it up to be. But I think one of the reasons it probably wasn't because I'm not a Japanese teenager. But it was a really interesting thing to see and a cool experience. And so now I can say, oh yeah, I've been on that shopping street. It's cool. So, friends and family that are watching, yes, if you come visit me, yes, I will take you. However, I'm warning you now, it's not going to be as amazing as it is on YouTube videos. So, yeah. Anyway, all right. After that, we decided to go to the Togo Shrine, and as we were walking there, we ended up actually being late, and actually by the time we got there, the shrine was closed. As we were walking there, I heard this really loud sound coming from the street, and then when I turned my head to the right, I saw this. Now, I don't know exactly what was going on here. I asked a Japanese person next to me, and it appears that the car was playing some kind of advertisement, and that the guy standing in front of the car was trying to tell them that they were too loud and he wanted them to stop. So I'm not sure like what this man's deal was. Either he understood Japanese and he really, really hated the advertisement, or what I think happened is this man perhaps, maybe he took a little bit too much advantage of Japan's lack of open container laws and had a little bit too much to drink during the day when he was enjoying himself in Harajuku. Not really sure. You can't really see it in the video that I have up here, but he kept standing in front of the car and he kept saying to them, shh, too loud, shh, too loud. Turning around and standing there. And then again, he would turn around, he would say, shh, too loud, turn around with his hands folded. So I don't know, maybe he just really hated the advertisement. I don't know. And then maybe like, or maybe it was some kind of religious thing. I don't know. I don't speak Japanese yet, so I don't actually know what it was saying. But he was obstructing traffic for 5 to 10 minutes, and so of course, you know, not only were the drivers of the car getting annoyed, all the people around them were annoyed because they couldn't go anywhere, and so the Japanese police were called, and not really sure what happened, but it looked as if he was receiving some type of a ticket. So, if you're in Japan, and you have a little bit too much of the drinkage, don't be an idiot. Think. Don't go in the street and obstruct traffic, you'll probably get a ticket. It's not a good idea. Now that I've made that public service announcement, let's move on to going to see the Togo Shrine. So by the time we got to the Togo Shrine, it was after about 5 p.m. And so it turns out that the Togo Shrine was actually closed, which made me pretty sad. But I looked inside the gate and took a picture, and it looks like pretty much the same as the Meiji Shrine, except it just had, you know, a different building and was dedicated to a different person. So I don't know if I was missing much. I'm sure that if I'm in Harajuku again, I'll just have a look and see, but I'm guessing it's the same. But one thing that I thought that was really fun near the Togo Shrine is I think it was actually up to a restaurant. I don't think it was part of the Togo Shrine. I might be wrong. There was a bridge with a pond, and there were a whole bunch of really cute koi fish playing around. There weren't any food bags left when I got there. because the person in front of us bought the last one. But you can pay, I think it's like 100 yen or 200 yen, you can feed the fish. And these fish, my thoughts are either like, one, they get absolutely no food and then they just assume that the travelers will pay for food and feed them, or these poor fish had never seen food before. I don't know. But they were eating like this is their first food they've ever had in their entire lives, and it was like something special. Anyway, and they just kept like coming up and like opening their mouths, and I don't know. I have a thing for koi. I just think they're super cute, even though they're like kind of weird fish that go. Yeah. But after that, the last thing I wanted to see in Harajuku before things closed is I wanted to go to Kittyland. But my phone was dying and I wasn't really sure where to go, and so I just kind of started walking. And then, y'all, I found something even better than Kittyland. Lush Japan. Well, you don't have to be excited about it, but I'm excited about it. As y'all know, I'm a Lushie and addicted to Lush, and so I wanted to see what Lush Japan was like. And I didn't really have a lot of time to look in the store, but I did go shopping and I did buy something. And so if you're interested in that, go ahead and check the video. I'll post a card right up here when it's done, so you can check it out if you're interested in that. Or, you know, just want to see my face some more, you can watch my other video. And I'm going to talk all about the kind of first impression that I made about Lush Japan. Yeah, after spending just a few minutes looking around at Lush Japan, I pulled my phone out one more time with hope that maybe I had charged it enough. I have like a little chargy thing to actually turn back on. I turned back on and then I was able to find Kittyland, which I've learned that it is since a chain. But anyway, Kittyland, this is a picture of me being really excited. Kittyland is basically like a big character store, and it's a chain in Japan where you can buy Hello Kitty, Pokemon, anime characters, or any other Japanese character. They even had some Disney things there that you can buy. And I guess this one is world famous because even though they have Kittylands in a lot of different shopping centers in Japan, this one is actually 4 stories tall, and I think it's the biggest one in Japan. I almost bought a Pikachu that talks when you open the refrigerator, but it was $35 and it seemed a lot for a piece of plastic that would talk and probably just has a motion sensor, so I'll probably find it cheaper somewhere on Amazon or eBay. So if you know where I can find that little like refrigerator Pikachu for cheap online, let me know in the comments and I'm gonna go buy it because $35 is too much. Anyways, after that, it was getting a little bit late, and so I opened my phone, and we tried to find a vegan restaurant for dinner. And then we realized that it appears that most vegan restaurants in Japan, or I guess, you know, regular restaurants in Japan, tend to close early, like 7. So we tried going to 3 of them, and then they were all closed, and I was sad. And so again, I opened the Happy Cow app, which if you don't have it, it's great to find vegan and vegetarian, otherwise like healthy, delicious foods. And then I found a place called, I think it was called the Noodle Stand. Yeah, it's this little tiny place. You go down into the basement, and I think it has like 8 stools or something. It's really small, but I've heard a lot of restaurants are like that around here. Anyway, we went downstairs and we ordered, they had 3 vegan options, and both of us decided to get the vegan ramen. I think it was miso ramen. Anyways, it was made with like miso paste and coconut milk, and I think he added a little bit of water, and then used like egg-free noodles, and oh my gosh, delicious. Delicious. Best ramen I've ever had. Like, and because of the coconut milk, it almost was like miso ramen meets coconut curry-ness, except minus curry. I don't know. It was amazing. So, if you're vegan, or, you know, if you just love delicious food, if you're in Harajuku and it's late at night, or you just don't want to walk that far from the train station because it's really close to the train station, go to the Noodle Stand, order the vegan miso ramen. It's the first button on the right when you go in, I think. And the owner is really nice, and oh my gosh, amazing. Yeah. Anyways, after dinner, we were feeling really, really full, and then so we walked back to the train station, and an hour later, we were back home. So that's it. Hi. So that concludes my story about my first real adventure in Japan. So if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button so you'll get a notification every single time that we post. Also, if you live here or you've traveled here before, let me know in the comments what place I should go next, because I want to see everything in Japan, and I have 3 years to do that. So let me know what I need to see ASAP, and I'll go do that. All right, that's all I got. Have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye!